Brad, the first thing I'd like to know, because I've never interviewed a goalkeeping coach before, is that during the course of a match, do you keep your eyes on Kelly Sontag or your keeper, or do you watch the whole defensive end of the field, or do you watch the flow in general?
Usually I just watch the flow in general. Once it's down in our defensive half and defensive third, I kind of focus on their forwards and what are they doing. How can we stop them a little better? So I kind of try to take control of not only Kelly, but watching the entire defense. We all take credit for shutouts as a defensive side. We all take great pride in that. So there's more than just Kelly in stopping them.
Yeah,
so I try to look at everyone.
Is that something that most people don't get when you see shut out Kelly Sontag, that it's more than just Kelly?
I think some people do think that it's all the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper usually gets a lot of the credit in that. But we try to make sure that we all know that we all those girls back there have put in a heck of an effort. To keep that clean sheet.
Well, let's talk about them a little bit. I want to talk about Kelly also, but will you talk about people like Freeman back there, a senior, and Dover is so good, and then you bring in the freshman Kellogg to play there, and Stout's another senior. That's pretty formidable.
Oh yeah, they're a great back line, and Kelly loves them, I love them. They keep. I tell my goalkeepers, all of them, that the easiest shot to stop is one that doesn't happen at all. So we direct our defense. We can see it all, and when they stop the shot, that makes our lives as goalkeepers a heck of a lot easier. We don't have to stop as many shots. Just hang back and have some fun watching the game in front of us.
Kelly is such when you talk to her in person, a live wire. What's she like to coach?
Kelly is pretty emotional, and it's a lot of fun because she can get really fired up at times. But she's a lot of fun. She's a workhorse. She'll do whatever is asked of her. And we work really hard in practice, and it shows. She does an excellent job in goal and very athletic, and can make some of those big time saves that we're looking for. And so we have confidence in her back there, and she does just a tremendous job.
Well, I was going to ask you, as a goalkeeping coach, can you coach her during a match, or does that have to be the preparation during practice? How much do you coach her in a match?
I don't coach her too much during a match. Maybe it's just a little comment here and there to try to help her out. But it's all the pre stuff. We say that kind of the games is when we get to rest a lot. You're only stopping 2, 3, maybe 5 shots a game. So 5 dives in a game versus we'll dive maybe 100 times in practice. Our games are really the time when we're dialed in a lot more mentally. Physically, it's not as tough for us. It's kind of our break. So we work a lot in practice, and in games it just gets to show the hard work.
Right. Well, I want to talk about your backup keeper, Alex Dressman, as well, because that's an interesting story. I didn't even realize it until I met her mom last weekend. She's playing with, a plate in her hand, a screw in her hand, and so she is really an emergency-only kind of a player right now.
She's an emergency goalie, and that's about it. I mean, her hand had some surgery, and she's got a screw in there now, and is going to have to do some work on it in the off season. But she's here, and she can play. I mean, we try to keep her involved in practice as much as we can. She can't use that right hand, so it's kind of funny. We call her kind of the Karate Kid keeper because she does a little wax on, wax off with that left hand. It's
well, what's practice like
funny.
For her? Does she do the drills?
Well, she does the drills. It just she can't dive, or it's just try to keep that footwork going and keep her mentally in the right position. You have to work on angles and stuff as goalkeepers, and we try to keep her in there kind of just to be a part of it, just in case she has to go in one of these days.
Brad Anderson is our guest here on the HyVee Halftime Report, the goalkeeping coach for the soccer program at William Jewell. And let's talk about how you came to Jewell. How did you get to this position as goalkeeper coach?
Well, when I was at Jewell, I came and I played as a goalkeeper from 94 to 99. I was here and as a player. And then I just happened to be come back and on campus, and one of the coaches, Coach Sissel and I actually played together. He was a 5th-year senior when I was a freshman, and he was like, "Do you want to help out?" And I was like, "Most definitely, I want to." So I got to come. I'd been helping out in high school a lot, post-college, helping to coach a lot of high school teams. And so when I got this chance to really coach goalkeepers, it was pretty awesome. Because I know as a goalkeeper, and I never had one, but sometimes in practice and in games, everything, coaches don't really understand. We're an odd breed goalkeepers, anyone who wants to stand back there and let people kick things really hard at them and dive around and, at people and stuff. It takes a different type of person to understand us. And so being one of them and just being able to work with them in practice, because a lot of times in practice it's kind of like, hey, you guys go off to the side, do what do whatever, and coaches don't understand that. So to be able to work with goalkeepers and focus on what they need specifically, I think has really benefited our team, that they kind of have that focus and they know that someone's here wanting them to get better and helping them do that and really having that critical eye when we're working.
Brad, what's your best moment at Jewell as a player?
As a player, man, there's a lot. We were not as good as a team as they are now. So when I tell everyone now that I played for Jewell, they're like, "Wow, I'm like, I don't correct them too much about how we were back in the day. But I mean, it was just all of it was fun with the team, with everyone. My junior year, I mean, the most memorable moment, I mean, may not be the best moment, but my junior year, I actually shattered my face the first game. My right cheek shattered, took a knee to the face, and was out for the rest of the season. And but that was very memorable.
I'm sure it was.
Most definitely. So we had some fun that season, just kind of on the bench and hanging out and helping backup goalkeepers and trying to coach them a little bit.
Did it give you a little bit of insight into what a coach goes through?
A little bit. I mean, we actually, our backup goalkeeper then actually broke his nose, and we had to go find yet a third backup that happened to not play soccer at the time. And so I did a lot of coaching with him, trying to get him ready as a goalkeeper. So
and coach is born.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
You were telling me the other night you're a middle school teacher in Liberty?
I am.
What area?
Math.
In math?
She's 7th grade math.
Tell me a little bit about your family.
I have a wife, Samantha, and she graduated from Jewell as well in 2000. She's the resident director of a dorm, so we actually live on campus and get to be around college kids all the time. And I have 2 daughters, Rory and Emmy. Rory's in 3rd grade and Emmy is in kindergarten. And they just have a blast hanging out with college kids all the time.
I watched Kelly being with one of your daughters, I think, during the selection show, and they were having a good time.
Yes, they love Kelly. Kelly has been great with them.
I know you need to go because you're warming up here, so I will let you go. Thank you so much, Brad Anderson, the assistant coach in charge of the goalkeepers at William Jewell College on the HyVee Halftime Report. Really appreciate you doing this.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
And we'll be back with more in just a moment.